Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, 1959 Chicago at Milwaukee. And I'm replaying the Braves using Fall Classic Baseball. I wanted to go quickly over and review this defensive sheet and just make mental note of the range of some of the players and the error of some of the players. So when I play, I'll be a little bit more, I'll be quicker and just more efficient in my gameplay. So I'm noticing a couple of things here right off the bat. I'm noticing that Ernie Banks has an extremely high range at shortstop. He's got a 16 range. Wow. So he's going to get to almost every ball, most of them. I'm also noticing that Al Dark at third base has a pretty decent range at 12. In left field for the Cubs, I have Morin, who's a 10 and a 3. Then I have Altman, who's a 13, not bad, and a 3. So usually the outfielders have low error ratings. Who's my right fielder? It's going to be Thompson, and Bobby Thompson is a 12, pretty good, with a 5 error, but he's got a weak arm, I just noticed. He's got a weak arm. Both other outfielders have a W arm. He still had some assists, but has a weak arm. And Ernie Banks with a strong arm, he's going to turn some double plays. Nobody else has a strong arm. I just noticed the first baseman, Dale Long, is going to make some errors. He's got a very high error rating. Catchers, who's the catcher in this game for the Cubs? It's going to be Taylor, and Taylor is low pass ball, low error rating. He's got an N. He's got a weak arm, so that'll give a +2 advantage to base stealers. And that's it. I just wanted to go over that real quick because that gives me a general overview of the game, and I'll be able to play a little bit faster. Let's get started. Just do the lineups. It's the Tony Taylor leading off at second base. Al Dark at third base, batting second. Batting third is Ernie Banks, the shortstop. Dale Long at first base, cleanup. Bobby Thompson, the right fielder, batting fifth. Sixth is Morin, the left fielder. Altman in center field, batting seventh. Eighth is Taylor, the catcher, and ninth is Moorhead, the pitcher. Moorhead with a 1.8 whip, so not a very good pitcher, so he's going to give up a lot of base runners. So for the Braves, it is Weiss, the second baseman, Matthews at third base, Aaron batting third and right field. Cleanup is Adcock, the first baseman, Crandall batting fifth and catching, Pafko, the center fielder, Roach, the left fielder, batting seventh. Eighth is Mantilla, and batting ninth is Burdette. Play ball. And let's see, here's Tony Taylor. And both pitches are B, so it's going to be a single base hit up the middle against the pitcher. So I read straight off the pitcher, and then, so if you want this game to be pitcher driven, you can just read right off the pitcher. All right, and then you just double check it's not cancel on the batter card. The batter doesn't make it out. So the pitcher's pitch would be one that should be hit for a single, and it is because it's a 35 and it's a blank on the batter's card. So you want to make this pitcher driven for your, mental approach, which you need. That's it. That's how you do it. So the runner on first. Dark is up. Now I haven't played too much with the Cubs, so the cards are a little bit sticky. So here's Burdette with the pitch. And that's going to be a 53. That doesn't happen on the pitcher card, so we're going to go directly. And that's going to be a range check with an 11. Let's see who it's hit to. That's the question. So it's going to be hit to... It's going to be hit to the second baseman. An 11, our second baseman is Weiss. I don't think he's got a very good range rating. Weiss with Milwaukee, and Weiss is going to be terrible. He's got a 2 range. That ball gets by him easily. We'll use the same card, but we're not going to pull another one. And an F or an A batter. Taylor should be one of those, and he will go to third on this. He is. He's a fast, so he will go to third. So it's first and third. And let me go and start putting that data in. So it's a single, and then it's a single plus, and that's going to bring up Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks, shortstop in the replay, is batting .348 with 21 home runs. So Monster must have had a pretty, yeah, he had a monster season in 1959. He hit 45 home runs. And that's the pattern with most players. They have their bunch of amazing seasons, and then later, slowly but surely, they start falling off, getting older. It happens to all of us. Although I'm the best I've ever been, so I'm actually going backwards. I was disaster at 30. Now at 60, I'm just blowing people's minds. So Ernie Banks, let's do it. Burdette. That's a 41, and that's going to be an out. And a 16. Let's see if we can get a double play out of this. I don't think so. Oh, no, because our second baseman is a weak arm. And that's why we're going to get a 4-6. He's not, the throw to first is not going to be in time, unfortunately. Yeah, I got a lot of W second baseman. The only one I have who's any good is O'Brien and Red Shondis that only plays like one game. So it's a 6-4 double force out. Run will score on that. That's okay. I'd rather have that than a big inning happen, right? So it's a 6-4 run scores. And here is Dale Long with a 53. That's going to be a range play with a 12. Let's see who it's hit to. That's really the key. You want to hit to somebody that has a decent range on the Braves. Some of them do. Second baseman again. So this is going to be a base hit past the diving Weiss, and Banks will go to third. So 2 range hits, and we can always write that in. That was a range here. And I'll just put a line under it just to differentiate it from anything else. Both, oh, wrong place there. Okay, so 2 range hits, and we'll get rid of that middle range because that wasn't a range hit. We'll get rid of that right there. There we go. All right. So first and third again with only 1 out, and what's hurting the second baseman has been killing the Braves this season. That's their biggest hole in the lineup. Here is Bobby Thompson. Again, we're playing back. Here's a pitch, and that is a 16. Doesn't happen on the pitcher card, so we go here, and that's going to be a 3-6-3. He's a righty. No, it's a 5-4-3 round the horn double play. Matthews goes to Weiss. The throw to first, scooped out by Adcock, and they get out of the inning. We got lucky there with that X, the X grounder. The 16 has an X, so that tells you it's an automatic double play. So 1 run on 3 hits, so it could have been a lot worse. We go to the bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Cubs with the Braves coming to bat. Let's talk about our sponsors. If you're feeling lucky, light up a Lucky Strike. Yes, sirree. It tastes better, and it's toasted for a better taste. Also, don't forget Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Refreshing, cool, exhilarating. Recapture the flavor of a great time. Brewed slow and natural for that good old-fashioned Pabst Blue Ribbon genuine flavor beer. All right, Long is up. Did I not pop in the double play there? What happened? Hold on a second. No, Long singled. It was first and third, and then the double play. It should be 5-4-3 double play. All right. Here's Casey Weiss. Casey Weiss had played 22 games, 76 at bats. Braves literally used 5 or 6 second basemen this season. And that is a line drive to the left fielder. And he puts it away. So hit hard, but right at Moorhead in left. 1 down. Here's Eddie Matthews, 23, and that's a strikeout for Matthews. Goes down swinging, 2 out. And here's Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron, what is he batting? He's batting .315. He was down to .290, but he's been on fire as of late, at 32, and that's a drive down the line into left field corner, and that's going to bounce off the wall. Moorhead is going to play it, and into second base ahead of the throw is Aaron with a 2-out double. Here's Joe Adcock, right-handed hitter, 53 and a 14. And that's to right field. That's going to be a drive, and that's going to fall in there. And that's going to allow Aaron to score. And into second base, back-to-back doubles. Adcock, RBI double driving in Aaron, and the score is tied at 1. That was a right fielder who is a 12, and we rolled a 14 on that, so it's above his range, so he won't catch it, and it bounces around out there. And Adcock gets the second base with a double. Here's Crandall now. Crandall's batting 253. In reality, he batted 257, so he's right there. That's going to be a 45, and that'll be an out. Checking off the pitcher, it's a fly ball center field. And that retires the side, so 1 run on 2 hits. It's all tied at 1. Go to the top of the second. All right, here's Walt Morin with a 51. That's going to be an error check against the third baseman, and that will be he boots it. Ground ball to... Hold on, let me make the last out there. Ground ball to Matthews, who boots it. That's going to be an E5. Morin is on. Because his error rating, I believe, is a 6. Yeah, he rolled a 4. And there's no strikeout there, so. All right, George Altman. There's a pitch to Altman, and that's a 61. We look at the pitcher first, and that's going to be a ground ball to first. Let's see if they could turn this. He's a righty, so it's going to go to third, and it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. Oh, it's a 1. A 1 is an advance, so that's going to be a 5-3. Excuse me. I rolled a 1 on that D6. That's the only time it's an automatic advance. So there's no fielder's choice. He's got 1 play, and that's the first. Runner will move up to second base. He's in scoring position now. And here comes Sammy Taylor with a 21, and that'll be a fly ball center field. Runner on second on the 18 will advance. Unless he's an S, and I do not believe he is an S, but let's... Morin, I do not believe Morin's an S. He's an outfielder. Oh, he is an S, so he will hold up. He will hold up at second. And now it is 2 outs. Here is the pitcher, Seth Moorhead, with a 55, and that's a drive. And that's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Scoring is Morin, and the Cubs are up 2-1. RBI double for Moorhead. So Moorhead is an S. He stands at second base. All right, it's Taylor with a 31. That's bounced up the middle, and that's a base hit. Let's see if the run can score on this. 2 outs. There's going to be a play at the plate. So it's hit to right center field, and Aaron comes in, and he's going to make a throw. And let's see. It's going to be a 0-4, and he is out at the plate, and he is gunned down by Aaron. So it's a single and a 9-2, and they throw out Moorhead. So no runs, 2 hit. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 run. Where am I? Where have I been? 1 run. That error scored. What the heck? Oh, there it is. Okay. And it's 2-1 Cubs. Andy Paff goes up. With a 63, and It's a fly ball, center field. Drifting under it is the center fielder, Altman. One down. Here's Mel Roach. I haven't had him start a game, playing the actual lineups. He only played 19 games, 31 at bats, 3 hits, 36, and that'll be a base hit. Past the diving shortstop into left field. So Roach is on with a single. Felix Mantilla is up. He ends up being a Met in 62. Pitch from Moorhead. It's going to be a 55, and that is ripped to left center field. Center fielder gets to it, and an F or an A will advance, and Roach is an A, so he will go to third. So first and third, 1 out. Pitcher's up now. Burdette, who can hit a little bit, batted 202. So they're going to play, again, the way I play it is I'm going to play the corners in and the middle back, looking for that double play, see what happens. That's going to be a 14. That's a strikeout. So 2 down. So it is, Morin was thrown out, 9-2. I still am going back to what I was doing before. It's a single, and then he'll be out 9-2. Mets won yesterday against the, I'm drawing a blank. The Nationals. That was a good game. I think it was 5-1, the final score, I believe. Now Taylor made out. Hold on a second. Let me go back. Taylor flies out to center. And then there's a double. Run scores. And then there's a single, and he's thrown out 9-2. Aaron throws out the pitcher. All right. Bottom of the second, it's a fly out to center. A single. And a single. And a K. 2 out, 2 on. First and third. Weiss. Weiss in our replays batting 160. In reality, he batted 170. Here's a pitch. It's a 24, and that'll be a bouncer to third. Played by Dark, and he throws him out, and that retires the side. Top of the third. Tony Taylor leading off against Burdette. Taylor singled earlier in the game. Actually, it's not. Tony Taylor singled in the last inning. I didn't move his card. So he did single, but the pitcher was thrown out at the plate. So it's going to be Alvin Dark leading off. Here's the pitch from Burdette. A 54. That's going to be a 54 chart. It says ground ball knocked down by the pitcher. It could be an error. 17 looks really high, so the pitcher will make the play. So it's a 1-3 put out. That brings up Ernie Banks, who hit into a fielder's choice and picked up an RBI in that first inning. Here's a pitch. That's a 24, and that'll be a 1-7 hit by pitch. He's a -3, so it makes 1-7 becomes 1-4. I rolled a 6, so there's no hit by pitch. That's bounced to short. Charged by Mantilla, who throws out the speedy Banks for out number 2. Dale Long up now. Dale Long batting from the left side, batting 268 with 3 home runs. Pitch from Burdette. He singled on a range single. 25, and that is an out. Popped up. Left side, third baseman Matthews makes the catch. So that's 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-1 Cubs. The Brewers are 32-19, and the Cubs are 22-31. Eddie Matthews now swings from the left side with a 46 and a 5. That's going to be a ballpark card here in Milwaukee. And that is going to be, he's a left-handed hitter. That 5 is going to be foul ball. Pulled down the line and foul. Here's a pitch again. And that's going to be a 45. This will be a bouncer to first. And a one-handed scoop by One-handed scoop by Long. G3. 1 out. All right, here's Aaron, who doubled and scored a run, and that's a 64. That'll be ground ball to short. Easy play for Banks, who lets it fly to long, right on target. We got Babcock, or Adcock, who's upside down. There he is, fixed him. And that's a 52. That's an error check with a 2. That'll become a strikeout. 1-2 overrides the error check. Strike 3, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. We go to top of the 4th. 2-1 Cubs. All right, leading off is Thompson. Pitch from Burdette with a 55, and that is a base hit. A rope to center field. Thompson is on with a single. Let's check his running ability. Just write that down. All right, here's Morin. Pitch to Morin with a 41, and that'll be an 18, a fly ball. Backing up is Mentee and Weiss into the outfield grass, and Pafko calls everybody off. So 1 down. Here's George Altman, who grounded out to third base. That's a 34, and that's a base hit. See where the runner will go on this. He will stop at second base, so we got first and second now. So we got Thompson at second, Altman at first, 1 out, and here's Sammy Taylor. Pitch to Taylor, and that's a 33, which will be ball 4, and that's going to load the bases. So Burdette, 3-0 pitch, and Taylor was taking all the way. Bases are loaded now. For the pitcher, Moorhead, who has a ton of doubles on his card. Ouch. Yikes. Let's see what he batted. Ah, it doesn't say. Wait, it does say. It would say. Oh, yeah, he had 1 hit and 2 at-bats in 11 games, and it was a double. So half his hits are doubles, basically half his card. All right, let's see what happens here. May hit another double. He already has one in this game, an RBI double. So this is not what we want. Here's a pitch. That's a 33, and that's going to be a double. Yes, sirree, with the bases loaded. And let's see what happens there. Okay, with 2 outs, there'd be an assist. Otherwise, it's going to be 2 runs come in. Scoring is Thompson. Right behind him is Altman. They're going to hold up Taylor at third. And it's a 2-run double for the pitcher. Seth Moorhead. So he's got 3 RBIs and 2 doubles in this game. And it's second and third. We're going to bring the, you know what? We're going to intentionally walk Taylor to load the bases. Then we're going to bring the corners in and the middle halfway to set up that double play. And here's Dark, because Taylor was walked. Here's a pitch from Burdette, who's struggling today. And that's a 56. Struck him out. That's a big K for Burdette. 2 outs now. So now we can bring the infield to regular positioning back for that 1 out. And here's Banks. But now we got to worry about Banks, who batted .304 with 143 RBIs and 45 home runs. Just want to avoid that 66 or that 55, or that 65. There's 3 numbers we got to avoid. So Burdette checks in with Crandall for the sign and shakes him off. All right, now here's a pitch. Oh, and that strike 3 got Banks, and that retires the side. But 2 runs come in on 3 hits, and it's 4-1 Cubs. So slowly but surely, the Braves are going to have their work cut out for them now. So Burdette ends the inning striking out Dark and Banks. both on 56s. That was a close. I thought it was going to be a 66. This red one was still rolling around. So lucky for Burdette that it was a 56. So here's Crandall leading off against pitcher's not very good. Seth Moorhead with a 42. That'll be a base on balls. Just want to get him out of the game so he doesn't come to bat anymore. Here's Pafko next. That's a 66, and that's a drive in the gap. And that's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. And we're going to get a W or A-arm scores, and there's an A-arm in right, and he will score. RBI double for Pafko. Runner on second. 4-2 now. And it's Roach. Mel Roach singled in his last at bat. Here's a pitch from Moorhead with a 65. Oh, and that's going to be an out. And that's going to be a 5 out, which is a ground ball. He's a righty, so it's going to be a ground ball to third. Runner will hold at second. 5-3, runner holds. Felix Mantilla is up. And that's a 24. That'll be a hit by pitch, but we rolled an 8. So it's going to be a fly ball center field. Shallow center. There's Altman. 2 down. And Burdette, I'm going to let him hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, that was 4. If you give up 5 runners in an inning, then you become fatigued. All right, 36. And then 36, and that's going to be a base hit. Will this score a run? That's the question. A little ground ball and through. And runner with 2 outs. There's going to be a play at the plate by the center fielder. Center fielder is Altman, I believe. And it's a 1-3. He's out at the plate, and he is safe. 4-3 now. RBI single by Burdette. Drives in Pafko. Here's the top of the order. And it's Casey Weiss. Moorhead with the pitch, and that's a 21. Be line and caught by the pitcher. Rip right back to the mound, and Moorhead, in self-defense, sticks out his glove and makes the catch. But they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk, and the score is 4-3. We go to the top of the 5th inning. All right, we're in the top of the 5th inning, and it's Lou Burdette versus Seth Moorhead. Both starting pitchers are still in there. Scores 4-3, Chicago Cubs. And it's going to be Long, Thompson, and Morin. Long is 1 for 2 with a single in that 1st inning and popped up in the 3rd. Let's see what happens. Here's a pitch from Burdette. It's a 25, which will be bounced to the first baseman, who will step on the bag ahead of Long. Next up is Thompson. Thompson grounded into a double play in the 1st, ending the inning, and then he singled and scored a run in the 4th, so he's 1 for 2 on the day. And Burdette, he was on base with an RBI. There was a lineup. There we go. All right. Here's a pitch. And we're going to look. There's nothing on the pitcher card, so then we go to the batter card, and that is bounced to short. Scooped up by Mantilla, who fires to first. It's on target to Adcock, and that's 2 down. Here comes Morin. Walt Morin. Here's the pitch, and that's a 45, which is a fly ball left field. Over towards the line is Roach, and Roach hauls it in to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, so easy inning for Lou Burdette. Burdette has a 3.24 ERA with a 6-5 record, a 1.1 WHIP. His WHIP in reality was 1.2, so pretty close to what it actually was. Easy to reproduce the WHIP, much harder to reproduce wins and losses and ERA because there's so many other factors that come into play with that. All right, so for the Braves here in the bottom of the fifth, they trail by 1 run. Let's see if they can come back. So far, they've scored a run in the first and 2 more in the fourth. And let's see what they do here. Eddie Matthews to lead it off. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. Pitch from Moorhead, and that's a 53-19. That's going to be a range hit. That's a range hit, base hit to left. So Matthews shoots one to the left side, and it drops in left center field for a base hit. He's on at first. Next up is Aaron. Aaron batting .317, 8 home runs so far, and that's a 42, which should be a base on balls, and it is, ball 4. And that puts runners on first and second now. And that may be it for Moorhead, who's not a very good pitcher. And we're going to pull Moorhead at this point and see what we got in the Cubs bullpen, who isn't tired. I got a lot of tired pitchers out there with... all right, I got a guy named Dillman who looks like, and we're going to bring him in, see how far he can take us. He looks like a pretty good pitcher. We're going to throw a D20, see what kind of stuff he has. So Dillman is coming in. And let's pull these guys to the side, put them in the back. You get every player in this game, so. All right, so here comes Dave. Did I say Dillman or Hillman? I'm sorry, Hillman. Dave Hillman comes in. And his stuff, he's going to have his A stuff, his best stuff today. So we're going to just do this to make so we can remember to see that. There we go. And we're going to look at Hillman's A side. He's going to be facing Adcock. Adcock is 1 for 2 with an RBI double. And here's pitch. That's a 23. Struck him out. 1 away. Adcock chases and heads back to the bench. Del Crandall now, who's 0 for 1. Crandall batting .251. Here's a pitch, and that is a 24, which will be a 1-4 hit by pitch, and he's a -2. We did roll a 3, but it takes it to a -2 takes it to a 2, and I rolled a 3, so that's 1 above, so it's not going to be a hit by pitch. Instead, it is going to be a ground ball to third base. Let's see if this can be a double play with first and second, and no, the third baseman would have to be a strong arm, and Dark is only an average arm, so it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice, and that's going to put runners on first and third. The tying run is on third base now for Andy Pafko. Andy Pafko, 1 for 2 with an RBI double. And here's a pitch from Dave Hillman. That's a 21, and that will be bounced to third. Over to first, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit. A couple left, and we go to the top of the 6th. 4-3 Cubs. The Braves lost a good opportunity there. They had first and second, nobody out. It's going to be Altman coming up. George Altman, pitch from Burdette. Say snake eyes, and that is a fly ball in the gap. Running it down is center fielder Pafko. 1 out. Here comes Sammy Taylor. Sammy Taylor is 0 for 1 with a walk. And that's a 42. That'll be a fly ball, left field. Roach He's there. 2 down. And Hillman, the pitcher. We will let Hillman bat here. See if he's got a card. Usually they have a card, believe it or not. Most pitchers have a card in this game. If not, we have a pitcher hit. Oh, there he is. He does have a card, so he will bat. And it's going to be a 56. Struck him out. That retires the side. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. That's going to be top of the order in the 7th for the Cubs. We're playing at County Stadium in Milwaukee. Roach is up leading off against Dave Hillman. Oh, here goes. And that's a 26 against a lefty. It's a hit. Otherwise, it's a fly ball to right center, and it's Thompson out there to make the catch. Felix Mantilla is up. He's 1 for 2 with a single. That's a 12, and that is line and caught by the third baseman, L5. So it's ripped down the line and Dark positioned perfectly. Hauls that in. And it's Lou Burdette. He's up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. And a 25 will be a bouncer to third over to first. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Still 4-3. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Tony Taylor leading off. He's 2 for 2 with an intentional walk. See if we can get him out. So Burdette struggled with him today, and he's going to continue to struggle with him because this is pulled down the line into the corner, and digging around first into second base with a leadoff double is Tony Taylor. 3 for 3 today for Tony Taylor. And what did he do that season? Batted .280. He's having a great day today. So we have Taylor doubles. We're going to intentionally walk Dark, set up that double play. And we're going to have Ernie Banks now. And we're going to bring in, let's see if we have second baseman O'Brien we can bring in. Yeah, we got O'Brien on the bench. We're going to bring him in here in the late inning. He probably won't bat. Well, actually, he leads off the next inning. But we can always pull a double switch here, and let's do that. We're gonna bring in, let's see, Covington. Bring in Vernon. We're gonna bring in Vernon to lead off left field. So we're pulling a double switch, and pull a quick double switch here. So we're going to bring in Vernon to lead off. And then in that last position, we're going to bring in O'Brien to play second base. Oh, no, not there. Oops. Undo. Going to bring in O'Brien in the 8th spot. On the 7th spot to play second base, and Vernon will go, and then we're going to do this. Vernon goes there, and second base is going to be played by O'Brien. Done. Pull the double switch. Now we got somebody worthwhile that can field a little bit, and Ernie Banks. See what happens. That's a 65, a pitcher home run, and that's a deep drive to left field, way back. Vernon looks up, and that's a 3-run home run, and we're going to pull Lou Burdette. And that breaks the game open a little bit here in the top of the 7th. A 3-run home run by Ernie Banks makes the score 7-3. Ouch. That hurt. And that's going to be it for Burdette. Gives up that 3-run shot. And we're going to we'll bring in Now we're going to bring in McMahon here. Very disappointing. Did not work out for us. Did not work out for us at all. Mickey Vernon's there. And let's find our pitcher. We're going to bring in Don McMahon. Pretty good pitcher. Decent pitcher. Let's see what kind of stuff he has today. He's going to have his B stuff. Alright, so this we're going to basically... hold on. And here comes Long, Dale Long. For some reason, I know these players, and that's really strange because I know nothing about the 50s or late 50s. But I recognize a lot of these names. Bobby Thompson, Dale Long, Alvin Dark, Tony Taylor. Must be through listening to modern conversations and of announcers that played with these guys over the last 40 years. All right, here's a pitch from McMahon. And that's a 44, and that is ripped to left center field. So Dale Long shoots one the opposite field for a base hit single. And he's on at first. That's his second hit of the day. Here comes Thompson, who's 1 for 3. Still no outs in this inning, by the way, and that's going to be a 65, and that's a drive. But that's going to die in the outfield. Vernon in left field makes the catch. 1 down. Walt Marin, a lefty batter. Pitch, it's a 35, and that's going to be a 1-6 single, but it's a 9, so that's a drive to right field. Aaron after it, and Aaron runs it down. Takes a hit away from Marin. 2 out. So the Braves have been a little deflated here with that 3-run home run by Ernie Banks. It was a double by Taylor, an intentional walk to Dark, and then Banks came up and drove one deep to left field. And that put the Cubs up 7-3. It went from a 4-3 game to a 7-3 game, just like that, with 1 swing of the bat. Here's George Altman with a 41, and that will be ball 4. That puts runners on first and second now. And here's Taylor, Sammy Taylor this time. That's a 56, struck him out, and that retires the side. So 3 runs on 3 hits, all on the 3-run home run by Ernie Banks, who hit 45 home runs, so it makes sense that he hit one here on us. Sounds like he hit one every 3rd game. It's only a 1-game set we're playing with Chicago for whatever reason. The other game was postponed that season, so we only have 1 game to play against the Cubs. And Mickey Vernon's up against Dave Hillman. Bottom of the 7th. That's a 53 with an 8. We're going to have to take a peek at the range. And that's to left field. Left fielder is Morin. He has a 10 range, so he'll run it down. So a drive to left and caught by the left fielder. It's a range play, right? There you go. Here comes Matthews, who's 1 for 3, batting .296. In reality, he batted .306. Here's a pitch. That's a 51. That's an error check with a 15. Probably too high to be an error. It's going to be to the shortstop. Yeah, shortstop does not have an error. Only the first baseman had an error that was pretty high. So that's a ball that is handled by Banks. And Aaron now with a 55, and that's a deep drive, and that's going to be 1 hop off the wall. And cruising into second base with a 2-out double is Hank Aaron. Aaron hit 46 doubles. Wow. 7 triples. 39 home runs, I believe. Yep. And here's Adcock with a 54. We're going to check a 54 chart. And that's a wild pitch 3. It's or it's a wild pitch or it's a pass ball. It's a wild pitch, but is it a pass ball? Let's double check. And the catcher's Taylor, and so it's going to be a wild pitch, no pass ball. The official scorer calls it a wild pitch. And here's Adcock. Well, Adcock is batting. So runner moves to third. And here's Hillman with the pitch. And that's a 24. That'll be a line drive and caught by the second baseman to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We move to the top of the 8th inning. And we're going to let, let's see, Hillman's gone 2 and actually he's gone 3 innings. So we're going to pull him here and pinch hit for him. And it's going to be the lefty guy named Noren. Let's see where we can find Noren. Yep, Irv Noren. He will bat. Pitch from McMahon, a 51. That's an error check, but that's pretty high. So a 51 is going to be a bouncer to first. Adcock, we rolled a 10, so Adcock's rating is a 2, so he'll make that play. Flip to the pitcher covering. And it's a 3-1. Top of the order now. Taylor has his 3 for 3 today. See if he can get his 4th hit of the game. See what happens. Here's a pitch from McMahon. A 64. It's not going to do it. That's going to be a fly ball. Center field. Right there is Pafko. 2 down. Here comes Alvin Dark. 1 for 3 with a single in the first and an intentional walk in that 7th inning. When Banks hit that 3-run home run. Here's the pitch. At 31, that's hit up the middle, and that's through into center field. Hard ground ball makes it through the infield. So it's a 2-out single, and here comes Banks again. And McMahon has gone, oh, well, McMahon can go 9, and he's gone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a pitch, and that is a 41. That's ball 4. I'm going to pull McMahon here. So he walks Banks. And we're going to go to the bullpen and bring a guy named Trowbridge. Not a very good hitter, but pitcher or hitter. But we're going to replace our boy McMahon, who's basically our main guy in the bullpen. Now, if there's any weak points for this Braves team, I would say, is the pitching. I feel the pitching is a little bit weak. Let's roll that D20, see what kind of stuff he's going to have today. He'll have his B stuff. So his name is Trowbridge with his B stuff. All right, and here's a pitch to Dale Long. Long is 2 for 4 today. Runners on first and second. They take their lead. It's a 41. That's going to be ball 4. That loads the bases. So the Braves pitching has struggled with control as well today. Things have not been going their way. I think they're losing. This will be the 3rd game in a row they lose, if they lose it. But it looks it's going in that direction. Here's Bobby Thompson, who's 1 for 4. Grounded out a couple of times, hitting into a double play single, scored a run, and flied out to left. Pitch to Thompson. It's a 51. That's an error check with a 1. Struck him out. That ends the inning. No runs. 1 hit. A couple of walks. They leave 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. So Trowbridge shows up and strikes out Thompson to get himself out of a jam after walking Long. Going to need a new pitcher now for the Cubs, and we're going to go into bring in a guy named Bob Potterfield. What kind of stuff will he have? He's going to have his B stuff. He comes in the 8th. So he came in at the 5th. All right. Bob Potterfield is up with his B stuff. Just easier to read that way. All right. Here's Del Crandall with a 65, and that is a deep drive to left field. Back goes Morin and looks up, and that's gone. Home run for Del Crandall. Score is 7-4 now. Andy Pafko's up. A 14, and that'll be a bounce to second base. Taylor throws over to get him. One down. Mel Roach now. Actually, Mel Roach was switched out with O'Brien in that 7th inning. Double switch. So he'll bat here. Let's look for O'Brien. Oh, just had him. Just had him, and he disappeared. I was flipping through real fast. Oh, goodness. Ah, there he is, Johnny O'Brien. Pitch from Porterfield. What did I call him? Yeah, I called him Porterfield. 62. And that's going to be a fly ball center field for out number 2. So O'Brien flies out to Altman in center. And here's Mantilla. He's 1 for 3. That's a 14. That'll be lined and caught by the second baseman. So a rope to Taylor at second base, who goes up and comes back down with it to end the inning. And go to top of the 9th. 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Crandall. That's Crandall's 14th of the season. And the score is 7-4. We'll go top of the 9th. It's going to be Morin leading off. Walt Morin against Trowbridge. Here's the pitch from Trowbridge. It's a 42. That is a base on balls. So Morin walks. Altman up next. And that's a 66. That's a drive in the gap. And that's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Will the runner score? He's going to hold up. So it's a double for Altman. Second and third now. Nobody out. Sammy Taylor's up. And going to bring the infield in. Sammy Taylor. Here's the pitch. That's a 65 off the pitcher, but that's ripped and caught. And it could be a double play here. And no. So it's an L5. Hit right at the third baseman, standing in close. And here's, well, we're up 7-4. Our pitching is, we don't have a lot of pitchers, so we're going to let the pitcher bat here. Again, like I said, I've noticed that all my pitching staff was tired in the bullpen, so we're going to kind of have to allow the pitcher to bat. I had to really scroll down to be able to find this guy to pitch, so they must have been in some high-scoring games. So in the last, series. So what we're going to do here is just allow him to bat. You never know, he may have a good card if I can find it. We're looking for Noren's Potterfield's card, right? There it is. Just saw it. All right, not really a good card, but let's see what happens. Never know. There's a pitch, and that's a 64, which will be an out, an 11, and that's going to be grounded to the second baseman. I'm going to have to look and see what happens here. Grounded to second baseman with runners on second and third. On 11, it says ground out. Oh, it just says straight up runner on second and third, but it doesn't say. Hold on a second. It has nothing. All right, it just says runners advance. Hold on a second. It just says runners straight out, runners advance. It has no indication of infield in on this situation. So I'm going to take that to mean that there is that the runner just advances. So another run comes in. Despite the infield being in, it may be hit to one of this a slow roller to his left or to his right. He gets to the ball, but the run comes in. And now it's Tony Taylor. So it's a 4-3. Pitcher picks up an RBI. Both runners advance. Tony Taylor now. And here's a pitch. And it's a strikeout. And he ends the inning. Swings and misses at a high fastball. No runs. One run on one hit. And the score is 8-4. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning. We got a pinch hitter for the pitcher. It's going to be Bill Bruton. Been a lot of changes in this game. You know, these changes are the ones that really slow down the game. It's not a race, but just if you're talking objectively. Games with lots of runs, lots of hits, lots of pitching changes, lots of substitutions for pinch hitters. That makes it a longer game. All right, Bill Bruton's up against Bob Porterfield. Here's a pitch, and that's a 64, which will be a fly ball to right. And it's the center fielder comes out of nowhere and takes it. One down. Here comes Mickey Vernon. And Vernon 2-23, and that will be a strikeout for the second out. And it's Eddie Matthews, who is 1 for 4. Pitch from Porterfield. 55, and that's a drive. It's going to be one hop off the wall in the gap. Right center field, played by Thompson, and into second base is Matthews with a double. Second hit of the game. Eddie Matthews strokes one to right center field. Here comes Hank Aaron. Aaron's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Pitch from Porterfield. That's a 52 with a 7, so that's an error check on the second baseman. Second baseman's Taylor, a 7, and that will be an error. A throwing error, and that'll allow Matthews to score an E4 and puts Aaron at second base. So Taylor threw it over Long's head. or wide, or wherever you want to say. And the score now is 8-5 with 2 outs. Here comes Joe Adcock against Porterfield. Pitch to Adcock, and a 61 will be a fly ball. Altman in center, under it, and that's the ball game. Final score: Cubs 8, Braves 5. The Cubs with 13 hits and 1 error. The Braves with 10 hits and 1 error. And let's look at the other information. Adcock flies out. All right, it's going to be Hillman with the victory. He's going to win it 4-3. The loss is going to go to Burdette. He's going to be 6-6. And the Braves are officially in a slump. They've lost 3 in a row here. Not good. Home run, Banks, and that I believe is his 22nd home run of the year. Yep, Banks with 22. Home run for Crandall, his 14th. And that's pretty much it in terms of hitting. Taylor had 3 hits, and both Matthews and Aaron each had 2 hits. 4 RBIs for Banks, went 1 for 4. And the replay's batting 346, but replay PC plays most of that. Anyway, that's the game. And the Braves fall to 32-20. The Cubs improve their record to 23-31, so they win their 23rd game. And the Braves are still 12 up, right? And I think we play St. Louis next. See what happens there. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to join Universal Facebook, Universal Baseball Association Facebook group, right? Universal Baseball Association baseball group. And thanks to our sponsors, Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer, the genuine beer. Recapture the flavor of the great times. And light up a lucky strike. If you feel lucky, light up a lucky strike. And it's got the best taste. Anyway, I will see you guys. Take care.